Oh, man. Okay, hello, this is not a spring chicken. Let's see. Okay, the big news today, okay, other than the entire entertainment community is very, it's like this empty hole with Dame Elizabeth Taylor and her passing. Everybody's just kind of feeling a little bit down on that. But meanwhile in news, do you know that unemployment is going down? Guess how that might happen? Oh yeah, they fall off the rolls. Well, now we're going to bring Oldecam on with comments on the headlines of today. See, for you it's good being hot. Obama plans to hire government workers to get the unemployment figures down.
Well, yeah, it's a Democratic Party plan. Since the private businesses aren't hiring, they can't figure out how to get legislation through the House that the House won't turn down. To force people to hire workers, they're going to hire hundreds of thousands of government workers, and that will stimulate the economy, and then people will hire more workers. No, they just got through talking about the Democratic economist said that for every worker that the government hires, you lose 3 workers in the private sector because that money is being spent to keep the government worker working. So therefore, by hiring 500,000 new government workers at higher pay on bigger benefits, you take 1.5 million people out of the other private sector. Right, isn't it?
Oh yeah, isn't that the way to get the economy going?
No, it's why Mad Obama is out today, because Mad Obama hasn't got a clue about what makes the economy work.
And home sales tumble and prices are near a 9-year low.
But don't worry, Mad Obama will tell you, now is the time to go out and buy your home. Houses are at record low and everybody is lending. And then BS the Bull says, you know what that is?
What?
Pure BS. You can't borrow money to buy a home. The way it works is, okay, everybody knows by now that my family's been in the construction business for God knows how long. My father used to say that the way it worked back in the olden days before the Democrats basically started making loans real easy is that you had to walk into a bank, put a wallet on the table, and show that you had enough money in your back pocket to pay for the house in cash, then you could get a loan. Mm-hmm. Today, basically what happens is it's back to that process again because Obama has tightened up on the regulation. Well, he's suing banks right and left. No one's going to make a loan knowing that Obama, if he gets elected again, is going to order the banks to eat all of the cost of those mortgages.
And who are the Libyan rebels? The U.S. tries to figure out.
They aren't rebels. They said where they're doing all the fighting is basically Al-Qaeda country. And most of the faces of these people are Al-Qaeda. But Obama basically, our president loves those guys. Mm-hmm. He would love to have some. My guess is he's on the telephone on a daily basis and he says, hey Saddam, how would you like to run Libya? And you got to be kidding. Wouldn't they object in the United States? And he says, who gives a damn what they say in the United States? If you want to run Libya, I can arrange it for you.
And Obama polling data at record low levels for any president.
Yeah, they said no president at this time in their presidency has had, even Carter was higher than him. This guy he's only got 51% approval of the Democratic Party now. 51%, and they figure that 99 and 9/10 of that comes from the black voters that support the Democrats, which means the white voter. They said, well, because he's a black man, there's white flight in the Democratic Party because there's so many racists. And how about this? I heard this. You don't support the President of the United States and you're black. You must be a racist. Mm-hmm. Isn't that a good one?
We've heard that one before.
Oh, they're pounding now. If you're not a black American and support this man and your race, you're a racist.
Well, actually, if you don't support him anyway, you're racist.
No, but I'm going to tell. Eric Holder says only white people can be racist. Black people cannot be. So therefore, a black reporter cannot be a racist by Eric Holder's own terms.
Japan crisis spikes demand for radiation pills.
Yeah, okay, basically, that doesn't do any good. China, they bought all the salt up. They grow.
Oh, they bought all the salt?
They bought all the salt.
Why?
You can go and get iodized salt almost on any store shelf. But they figure it doesn't do you any. Okay, it only works if you actually have radiation in the area and you need it. There is no radiation. There's stuff coming into our country, but everybody carries more stuff on them every day than the radiation they can get.
Yeah, don't you get more radiation talking on the cell phone?
Cell phone, watching television, your computer, your wristwatch.
Probably your microwave.
Your wristwatches and their lighted dials have more radiation than you're getting through the air, because basically the wind is blowing the opposite direction, and it blows into Japan. It doesn't blow out of Japan.
Analysis: don't expect a quick ending for Gaddafi.
Well, no, they figure this morning the rebels, thanks to the air support, are taking back all of the cities that they lost. Well, no, they haven't taken back a single city they lost. And the people don't have any food, they don't have any power, they don't have any water. And who controls the food, the power, and the water, and the oil? Oh, Gaddafi does.
In Oregon, nudists fear being covered by strip club laws.
Well, basically what happens is you elect a whole bunch of liberals, and when you elect liberals, the first thing liberals do is do everything that a conservative would never think of doing, because it violates the rights of the individual. They've decided that you can't be naked in strip clubs now.
Oh, they did?
Oh yeah, remember how even the Republicans on the Supreme Court say you have to protect stripping and all of this stuff as an art form?
Oh, that's right.
Democrats don't think you should protect it as an art form.
They don't?
Nope. Because remember, the more liberal they are, the more conservative the laws are.
Oh, yeah, they forgot about that.
That's right.
French jets strike airbase deep in Libya.
You know, the French actually shot down a Libyan airplane this morning. At least they think it's a Gaddafi plane. It might have been one of the rebels' planes.
Oh.
They're not really certain, but they're going to claim it no matter what.
Of course.
We shot down one of their planes. Of course, they've got two of ours, and ours are more expensive than theirs, so.
And is the war working?
No, because you can't find one person on either side, the Democrats or the Republicans, that understand what's going on.
It's like, why are we even really there?
Because the only way they're going to remove Gaddafi is with ground forces. No one wants to send ground forces. Okay, half of NATO has now pulled out of the coalition. The African Union is not part of it. They said it is now what they call Obama's coalition is what they're now calling it. And it is basically, since Obama has no friends anywhere, the coalition is totally breaking up, and is now basically the French, the Americans, and the British. Isn't that great?
I know.
Well, they're not. Nobody is going to. Okay, if basically the carrier-driven stuff, because we're no longer being allowed to go to the bases anywhere in the Middle East. Middle East bases are out. Turkey is out. Italy is out. All of these bases and Greece is out. They're all forbidden planes to come out of them. Monty is really upset at the world.
I know, she really is. And Japanese communities turn focus to monumental cleanup efforts.
Well, yeah, we're looking. It is going to be ungodly. It'll be 5 years before they say the country will be put back together. That's from the time they start. They have not started the cleanup because the damage is still continuing. And it's over 350 billion right now just for the cleanup.
And thousands shout for freedom in southern Syria after shootings.
Yeah, well, okay. Put it this way. It is not people striking for democracy that are causing problems in Syria, folks. That's a dictatorship. And a heavy military dictatorship is basically in these dictatorships, Orthodox Muslims are not allowed. These are all like the Muslim Brotherhood that are taking country by country. And you're looking for, it's going to be a short war, because, but basically the Democrats want to impeach Obama, and they want to throw Biden out. And since Boehner becomes the next person up, and he'll just simply give the go. He'll come before Congress and say, we have to stop this problem in the Middle East, and then, basically in an afternoon they end the Middle East problem. Yeah.
And who's in hell? Pastor's book sparks eternal debate.
Yeah, basically just Republicans.
Oh, is that it?
Only Republicans, because Republicans are evil. Only Democrats believe in God, and only Democrats believe in helping your fellow man. I love that one.
And 6.8 magnitude earthquake in Myanmar kills one person.
Yeah, well, because there isn't anything left standing anymore from all the storms they've had.
Oh, that's
Nothing's
true.
fallen down anymore.
And a poll shows public support for Brown's tax hike.
I know, you believe that. California is demanding we raise taxes, and that we raise taxes on business, and that we make it so that that you have to pay new taxes for every worker you add to the employment rolls. And if you decide to leave the state, you have to pay the state a tax for leaving the state.
Isn't that why we see those billboards about doing business in Vegas?
Yeah, and they also, if you buy a house, you have to pay new taxes. If you breathe the air, you're gonna have to pay tax. The state is just cheering. The last election, the Democrats tried to put the thing through to raise taxes, and it was massively over. So, but they want to raise taxes.
Poll shows public support for volatile week underscores bull market's fragility.
Oh yeah, I mean, okay, the market is up on the most god-awful. Okay, let's see, unemployment. No one is actually hiring anybody. We're talking polls that favor Obama say the unemployment rate is actually 11%, not 8.9%. These are polls that favor Obama and the Democratic Party, but they're fair polls. And it's all of the polls are saying the same thing. Let's see, oil is up, gas is up, nobody's buying homes, you can't get loans, auto sales are really in a tank. I mean, we used to sell 1 million cars a month, and now we're selling 200,000 or 300,000. That was 1 million from one company. And there's people say the country's going the wrong direction, but the market is just rolling. Why is the market rolling? Man, Obama says, I control the market. I can decide who's going to go up and who's going to go down. And then BS says, well, that ain't going to happen for long.
Mm-hmm. A Paris Hilton prosecutor arrested for buying cocaine.
That's the guy who was charging Paris Hilton for buying the cocaine thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was charging her for having cocaine, so he's out buying cocaine.
Yeah, he probably wanted her cocaine.
Yeah, so.
And a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the animal kingdom.
That too often when people are injured, they work through the injuries when they really shouldn't, but because of the situation that exists, they have to.